Houston Municipal Courts is the largest municipal court in the state of Texas. It is also the largest paperless fine-only court in America. We service over 6,000 to 8,000 customers a day, and we're known for not only our service but for our technology.
Municipal courts is traffic fines, parking tickets, speeding tickets, so it's a major source of income for the city of Houston.
When I first arrived at Houston Municipal Courts approximately 3 years ago, I walked into an atmosphere that instantly I thought about, what have I gotten myself into?
They had a terrible reputation for customer service.
There's very low morale among the team members.
Mayor Bell White asked Shara to come in, and when she did, she reviewed the employee surveys that had been going on for the prior 2 years, and they weren't very good.
It was an environment that really was one-way communication, and that one-way communication was from the management down to frontline staff. It was very low morale in terms of the environment.
It was an organization in which people really were not appreciated. Managers really didn't interact with the employees. The employees didn't trust the managers.
The first thing I wanted to do was to listen to the frontline team members. So I made it a priority to go out and speak in employee forums and to better understand what they had been experiencing.
She began to bring in people like ourselves to help her begin to change the culture of the organization.
They also had some complications moving to a new paperless environment and a new system. So they were very frustrated. In addition to that, they felt that they did not have the respect of management that was in place at the time.
She proved that she wasn't afraid to come out of the ivory tower, so to speak, and mix and mingle with the frontline employee. So I think that was the first thing that they hadn't seen in a very long time.
With Shara, it's about the employees, their well-being, how they're doing. She will walk around the building unexpectedly, and the employees welcome her. They're glad to see her. We didn't have that in the past.
My leadership philosophy is pretty simple. I use an acronym called KIR, Keep It Real. I think each day in leadership I learn something new. I know that leadership is an evolving process. We never stop learning. I learn something new every day from my team. They gift me with their ideas and their wisdom, and I know that I cannot do it without them. Leadership is a collective effort.
She showed us the vision that she had. She showed us the opportunity that municipal courts had in order to be seen differently to the public, to the outside people.
She projects that honesty and that caring, determination. Shara's very open.
She cares about what she does, and she cares about people. But she's also adamant about results. She wants to see people thinking out of the box and moving forward with the new vision that has been displayed by her.
We started with a concept of really being production-oriented, and we talked about a 5 to 8 year journey, and we're about, as I said, 3 years into that journey. And our goal is to move from production thinking, just not about how much you do, but more qualitative. And building knowledge is the next block of knowledge transference, sharing, and making sure that we have cross-training and that individuals have an opportunity to contribute.
The pay structure was the lowest for the Houston court system of any department in the city. And she had a brilliant idea where she cross-trained all of them, then went to the city council, and she was able to get pay raises due to the fact that they were more qualified and more skilled at doing their jobs.
She has empowered her staff to dream a bigger dream and to take their jobs to the next level.
The one thing that sticks out in my mind about Shara is when she came, there was a sense of oneness.
She really gives us permission to excel in ways that we hadn't imagined prior to, her involvement in a particular item.
The only people that don't make mistakes are the people that don't do anything. And so she's allowed them, she's empowered them to try new things, and sometimes they work great and sometimes they don't, but that's what gets good people experience, and she's not afraid to do that.
What she's really good about is keeping the day-to-day operations running smoothly, but at the same time trying to find ways to make the operations better, whether it's looking at other courts and seeing how they operate, or finding training for her people.
Shira committed right up front initially, what can we do to make your life better? And she has gone out of her way to, if I can show her this is where we're having an issue, she finds a way to try to deal with it from her side.
We really didn't have a mission statement or a values statement that the employees could readily identify with. So one of the things that the executive leadership team began to meet about and talk about was, what are the values that are meaningful to us, and what can we readily pass on to our, to our team members in a way that they could really understand and implement the value system that we all shared.
Pride values. This is something that was motivated by our entire team. We looked at what could best represent our organization. The P stands for professionalism, the R stands for respect, the I stands for integrity, the D stands for diversity, and the E stands for empowerment. Each of these characteristics represent who we are as an organization, and it was really quite motivating to see all of our team members get involved with understanding how those values and what they meant to them and how they represent our organization.
Professionalism is not something that the courts had at one time, and that's something that we're practicing. And not only professionalism, it's the respect for one another. So even though individuals may have different talents or they may have different views, individuals are learning how to work together as a team and accept the individualism that's in the workforce.
Right after Hurricane Ike, I know municipal courts, we were impacted a great deal. I was able to have a conversation with Shira. She called me and she said, this is what we need to make happen, because we are a 24-hour operation and we interact. We need to help some of the other, like HPD and some of the other law enforcement agencies. So she called and she says, this is what we need to make happen. So she told me what she wanted, and then her next question was, what do I need to do for you to make that happen? And that was like real empowering. I was like, okay.
Leaders like Shira, they tend to focus on values to build a organizational culture, and she has got one of the strongest work ethics I've ever seen.
Shira sets an example for everyone. She holds us at a high rate of excellence, but she doesn't pound it on you. She makes you feel very comfortable.
I think that at this point, where we are at this point in municipal courts and with the leadership that we currently have under Shira's leadership, it has structured a different mindset from the top to the bottom, and it's involved and engaged every single person in municipal courts to shoot for higher limits and do a better job and provide a better service at a level that is acceptable by the citizens of Houston.
Houston Municipal Courts and the Municipal Courts Administration team is an awesome team. And as you can see, they take a lot of care and pride in what they do every day. We want to give our very best to the customers and citizens that we service because they deserve it.